All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This city is the canal capital of the world. You can get to a food truck by boat, fishing tournaments happen in your backyard, and you still can afford to buy a house. I mean, who even does that? As it turns out, Cape Coral, Florida does that. And listen, there's no such thing as a perfect city, but the vibe in Cape Coral, or the Cape, as us locals like to call it, has personality like no other Florida city. However, don't go pack your bags just yet. There's some good things and some not so good things you need to know about the Cape before you go out and buy that new welcome mat. So today, I'm gonna be breaking down 6 pros and 6 cons about living in Cape Coral, Florida. None of the hype stuff, just honest boots on the ground stuff you actually need to know. I'm Craig over at eXp Realty, a born and raised Southwest Floridian. I'm not AI. You can pinch me. I promise. I'm a real boy. And I have an absolute blast helping folks figure out if Southwest Florida is the right fit for them. From real estate to what's happening in the area, community events, I've got you covered. Just good old-fashioned Florida living. Speaking of old-fashioned, long before Elvis was the king of pop, Cape Coral has been stealing hearts of vacationers since the early 1950s and has exploded into a city of over 200,000 people. Back then, you could see dolphins doing tricks. We had citrus trees in our backyards, and it wasn't weird to see peacocks crossing Del Prado Boulevard. Cape Coral still is one of the top cities people love right now. It sits on the southwest coast, right across from the Caloosahatchee River from Fort Myers. Whether you're thinking about moving here, retiring here, or you just like watching Florida videos from your couch, you're in for a sweet treat. By the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly why Cape Coral still holds the crown for best vacation destination, or you might realize the Cape might be your new home. So stick around, you don't wanna miss this one. Here's how Cape Coral wins hearts over every time. Cape Coral absolutely crushes when it comes to boating. If you love being on the water, you've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles of waterways and canals to play in. More canals than any city on the whole planet. And a chunk of those homes sit directly on the canal, which means you can literally dock a boat in your backyard. You've got offshore canals that take you right to the Gulf, and freshwater canals for fishing, kayaking. I mean, the outdoor lifestyle here it's unmatched. Whether you're into fishing, you're into boating, you're into paddleboarding, or you just like watching the sunsets over the water every afternoon. If that sounds like a dream to you, join the club, because Cape Coral it's truly hard to beat. All right, pro number 2 is affordability. Now, Florida real estate isn't as cheap as it was in the 1950s. I mean, we all know that. But Cape Coral is still one of the more affordable options when you compare it to places like Naples, Sarasota, Miami. You can still find a single family home here from the 300 to 400K range. Great waterfront properties that will cost $2 million somewhere else. Here, they're a fraction of that. For retirees on a fixed income or a young family looking to get into a home, Cape Coral offers a good quality of life that's really tough to find in other coastal markets. And the value's still there, especially if you're coming from a high cost of living state. Pro number 3 is gonna be state income tax. And this one applies to the whole state of Florida, but it's still worth saying. Florida has 0 state income tax, 0. So if you're moving from San Diego, California, Flatbush, New York, Palatine, Illinois, Chicago, shout out to all my Chicago Cubs fans. Any other state with a hefty income tax, here, the savings is gonna be massive. That's more money in your pocket every single year. And for especially retirees, that makes a huge difference when you're living on Social Security, investments, or your pension fund. Pro number 4 is going to be sunshine and weather. Now, Cape Coral gets around 266 days of sun per year. And if you're coming from up north where it's gray skies and you're having near-death experiences shoveling snow, this is a game changer. Winters here are my favorite. They're absolutely gorgeous. Think 70s, 80s, low humidity. Perfect for being outside. It's the kind of weather that makes you want to get out and live. Now, me personally, my wife knows where to find me because I practically turn into a bear and I hibernate in the garage. I'm sorry. The winter weather it's phenomenal. What can I say? Love you, honey. And if you don't have a boat, give it time. You'll be looking for one or somebody that has one because the water during that time is absolutely beautiful. And that's a big reason why snowbirds and retirees keep choosing this area. The 5th pro, that's gonna be a growing city. Cape Coral is growing super fast in a positive way. You can see it, you can feel it, it's unmistakable. And with that comes investments, new restaurants, new shops, new entertainment options. The city's actively developing its downtown waterfront areas, including the Cape Coral Yacht Club. Everybody's excited about that. We got the 7 island projects approved. That's gonna be a full-blown destination. Tiki bars, waterfront marina, fine dining, Marriott Hotel, a lagoon beach, and of course, Cape's putting the finishing touches on the world-famous Bimini Basin District. Now, the city's making a real push to add more walkable area to a city that's generally car dependent. And it's not there yet, but it's heading in the right direction. And if you can get in now, you're buying into a city that's a growing, emerging market. All right, pro number 6, and the last pro for now, is the strong sense of community here in Cape Coral. This part I hold close to my heart, not gonna lie. Something people don't always expect. Cape Coral has a really tight-knit community feel, especially for a city this size. We've got the coolest farmers markets, community events are like no other, sports leagues, those guys, they go crazy for that. The boating clubs, we've got tons of Facebook groups, neighborhood associations. People here tend to be friendly, outdoorsy, more down to earth. It's a great place to meet people, and if you're new to Florida looking to put down some roots. Now, if you're looking for a spot to put down your roots in Southwest Florida, I work this market daily alongside with my team, helping people make their move. So if you have any questions about Cape Coral or anything about the area, don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to be a resource for you, whether you're looking to move in the next 90 days or you're just starting to do your research. Sadly, every rose has its thorns. I got to give you the flip side of the Cape. Con number 1 is hurricane and flood risk. Cape Coral looks like paradise, and honestly it is, until it isn't. I'm gonna give you the real talk. This city sits on the Gulf of Florida. That's not a scare tactic, it is what it is. And certain areas flood more than others during major hurricanes. Other areas won't get much flooding at all, but they do get a lot more wind damage. Here's something you need to do before you buy anything. Look up your flood zones, get flood insurance, and know your evacuation routes. Do not rely on just a realtor alone to confirm your flood zones. Do your own homework. This isn't optional. This is life in Southwest Florida. During the storm, I had mostly roof damage. No flooding, but a tree did fall and crush my Carolina skiff. Now there's a Carolina skiff somewhere under this tree. Some folks, they had it way worse than I did. The Cape still, it's one of the best places I've ever lived in, but you need to come with your eyes wide open. Major hurricanes don't happen every year, but nonetheless, you need to be prepared during hurricane season. And for some people, just that yearly prep and the uncertainty, that can be a downside of living in Cape Coral. Con number 2 is going to be high insurance costs. And speaking of insurance, Florida homeowners insurance has become one of the biggest pain points for residences across the whole state. And Cape Coral is no exception. After Ian, a lot of insurers, they pulled entirely out of Florida or they raised their rates. And it's not uncommon to see homeowners paying $4,000 per year just for home and flood insurance combined. And this is a real cost that can eat into your budget real quick if you don't plan for it. So make sure you're getting insurance quotes before you fall in love with a property, not after. You should be good. Con number 3, car dependency. Cape Coral is a very big spread out city. There's no real public transportation that covers the entire area yet, and it almost requires a car. If you want groceries from Farmer Joe's, Walmart, Publix, Sprouts, you're gonna have to drive. Doctor's appointments for the pets or yourself, you're gonna have to drive. Dinner for 2 at Meatballs in the Kitchen, Chicago Pizza, Fishtail, one of those places you're gonna have to drive. If you're used to a walkable, livable city, this is gonna be a real adjustment. You're gonna need a car, gas, maintenance, insurance, it all adds up. That's just something extra to factor into your budget and lifestyle. Con number 4 is gonna be the job market. Cape Coral is a great place to retire or work remotely, but if you need to find a local job, the options are going to be a little bit more limited than in bigger metro areas. The local economy here leans mostly on construction, healthcare, retail, tourism. It's basically a blue collar / service-based industry here. Now, if you're in a specialized field, you're probably going to have to drive over to Fort Myers, maybe even a little further. The good news is, with folks being able to work from home nowadays, that's less of a deal breaker than it used to be. It's something worth thinking about. Con number 5 is gonna be heat, humidity, and we'll just throw in summer rain. So the winters, like I said, amazing. Summers, pretty brutal. Repeat after me. 4 months of heat and rain. That's what you're gonna get. Cold-blooded animals, they're out sunbathing, and you're on a mission to stay inside and stay cool. That's how it is. June through September, you're looking at temperatures in the mid to low 90s. Humidity, it feels even hotter. Afternoon thunderstorms roll in almost daily. You'll be sweating and trying to Google how to kill mosquitoes a lot. Most people handle it by spending it indoors at the beach or at the pool. But if you've never experienced a real Florida summer, just know it's a real adjustment, especially for your first year. Con number 6, it's kind of touchy, but it's snowbird season. From roughly November to April, Cape Coral and the surrounding areas swells up with seasonal visitors. It's not like New York or Miami crazy, but some days it feels like the population is double. Traffic gets worse. Restaurants go from 30-minute to an hour to almost 2-hour wait. The roads become hectic. For most locals, it's a minor annoyance. Some folks will say it's a major annoyance. But if you moved here for peace and quiet, just know that peace and quiet has a season. So here's the bottom line. Cape Coral is generally one of the most unique places to live in the entire country. I've been to some beautiful places like the mountains of Estes Park, Colorado, all over New York City, Massachusetts, Kansas City, Kentucky, a lot of places. But the waterfront lifestyle here, the affordability relative to those cities or other coastal cities, the sunshine, the community here, it's the real deal. Every time I turn around, I see growth, I see opportunities. Tell my wife when we traveled, man, if we had that back in Cape, that would be so sweet. And now, I mean, we got some cool stuff going on in our backyard. It's awesome. But it comes with a trade-off. Hurricane risk, insurance costs, it's pretty serious. The car dependency, it's real. Summers here are pretty intense. You can't get around that stuff. They aren't deal breakers for most people, but they are things we got to talk about. My honest take, Cape Coral is a great fit if you love the outdoors, you value the water lifestyle, you're prepared for Florida weather, maybe a hurricane hangover. If you've done your homework on insurance and flood zones, it's definitely not the right fit if you want walkability, a booming job market, or low cost of ownership without any risk. If you found this helpful, do me a favor, hit the like button. It genuinely helps more people find this video. And if you're seriously considering making a move to Southwest Florida or Cape Coral, reach out to me, call or text. My info's down below. Go ahead, drop a comment if you like. I want to know what you guys used to love about Cape. I want to know what's your biggest concern. I read every single comment and I absolutely love hearing from you guys. I'm Craig with eXp Realty. Subscribe if you guys want more boots on the ground content about Florida living. I drop a new video every week. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on the water.